The insurance company only knows you what's on paper. They don't know you personally. They don't know you like I know you. They don't know you like your family knows you. They don't know you like you know yourself. They only know what's on paper. So if we're claiming that you have all these injuries, all this pain, all these problems that are affecting your life, and you don't treat, well, it's going to hurt your case, for one, and it's going to hurt your body, for that matter. So it's very important to keep a documentation of the treatment, things like that. At the same token, the reason why the cases can go for a long time, let's say you're working, life happens, I completely understand, and you can only go to treatment every few weeks, you miss weeks, you go here one day, you miss a couple days, you miss 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. Now this process takes a lot longer because you didn't treat for a period of amount of time. And the reason why you kept going, because you still had pain, but you couldn't do it because of your actual injuries and because of your job schedules and things like that. So that takes a lot longer. And then the insurance company on the other side, the person that crashed into you, their insurance company will say, well, clearly Billy Bob can't be, I just chose Billy Bob as, I don't know why. Clearly that person cannot be as injured as that they're claiming, because they still have, out of your $10,000 of your PIP, your personal injury protection, they still have $8,000 left over. Why are we going to give you $25,000 to $50,000 if they came and use your own insurance for the medical? So, because part of the demand package includes future medical and permanency. So it's very important that you have, if you are injured, that you're using your insurance, your PIP, to cover your injuries, and then after the fact, we go for future medical, permanency, and things like that. But if you have a huge policy left, and I say huge policy, but you pretty much only have 10 on average. If you have a big policy left and you have not used it, that's going to hurt the case, and it's going to hurt your pocket, and it's going to hurt your settlement, and it's going to hurt a lot of things. And then that just sets it up for the insurance company to buy time, more time, to try to figure out ways to cut you off. And they do that with IMEs, independent medical exams. That's what that means. They do that with recorded statements. They do that with examination under oath. They do a lot. They have all these different things in place to try to cut you off your benefits. So the more time that passes that you decide not to treat, not to do things, the insurance company is setting it up. Not all of the insurance companies, but a lot of them. They're setting it up to try to cut you off to pay those premiums. So it's very important for you that you actually use your treatment for your insurance, and then we go for the other insurance for future care and things of that nature. So that's why the process can go from an average to a certain period to a much longer average depending on you. How much is my case worth? Well, that comes up a lot, and it leads me to the answer I gave a second ago is the case is worth depending on your injuries, depending on your life, how it's affected your life, how it's affected your life with your family, your work life, the insurance company on the other side, what they have, your insurance company, your uninsured motorist, what you have. There's a lot of factors how is determined, but it goes back to injury, and then they look at the damage of the car, because if the damage of the car is very minimal and your injuries are great, it's primarily it's going to be injuries. But if the injuries are great and the damage is small, they're going to look at, well, did this client have pre-existing injuries, which brings up another long period of time before we investigate. We get all the records and we prove that there's no pre-existing injuries and the injury came from this accident. So that's kind of how that works. So it's very hard to determine the value of your case. Any attorney that can tell you the value of the case right off the bat, fire them, because they're a liar. It's just a bad idea. So it's very difficult to tell you. Now, of course, if your injuries are substantial and it's a small policy, well, yeah, your injuries are worth more than that policy, clearly. But it's very hard to give you a definitive answer on how much your injuries are worth because it's too difficult.